Hi friends, let us start with the new topic, calculation of premium of the option. As you know, premium of the option is the price paid by the buyer of the option Now let us discuss the topic, premium of the option. As you know, premium is paid by the buyer of the option upfront. That means at the time of buying the option. Option may be call option or put option. In a call option, buyer has the right to buy the underlying asset on or before the expiry. But when I discuss the concept of premium calculation, we will be first focusing on as if it is European option. So always in a European option, right by the buyer can be exercised only on the expiry. Whatever may be the numerical, whether it is the numerical for calculation of premium of call option or put option. First of all, let us calculate premium of call option. Then using the put call parity, convert the premium of call option into premium of put option. Let us say there is a option available with you. Exercise price is 100 rupees, spot price is 80 rupees, and it is a call option. Straightway you can calculate the premium of call option, and then considering the put call parity, we can calculate the premium of put option. If in the question you are given it is a put option, then also first calculate the premium as if it is a call option, then convert that option into premium of put option applying the put call parity fundamental. So that is the basic concept. Now the price of an option contract is the premium. Premium is acceptable to seller of the option because seller of the option is to cover his risk. To cover the risk, he has to decide the premium by considering duration and the rate of interest and the expected fluctuation in the price of underlying share. The seller decides about the premium with the assumption that he will have neither a profit nor a loss by accepting this premium, because he is basically working as a person who is hedging his risk. So thereby he will decide the premium in such a way so that he doesn't have any loss whether the price of the underlying asset goes up or comes down by the expiry. Genesis of the theoretical premium. It is the process of arbitrage which forces the theoretical premium to prevail in the market. By theoretical premium, I mean the premium calculated using any of the methods which we will discuss in our class. It may be binomial method, it may be Black-Scholes method. The premium for option calculated using the model like binomial model or Black-Scholes model are called theoretical premium. In practice, these premiums should prevail in the market. If not, then there will exist an opportunity for the arbitrage leading to undue profit for the seller of the option. Thereby, in a very short time period, the process of arbitrage will force the market prices to move towards the theoretical price. That means in the long run, this theoretical price, which is called as the equilibrium price, will prevail in the market. The process of arbitrage is across spot market and the derivatives market for option. Now there are three basic methods: option equivalent method, risk neutral method, and Black-Scholes method. Assumptions of these models. The call option is the European option. The price of the share changes continuously. There is no transaction cost and taxes do not exist. Stock exchange does not impose any restriction on short selling to create risk neutral portfolio. Funds can be borrowed at the rate of risk-free interest rate, and during the maturity period of call option, company does not declare any kind of dividends or other benefits. So these are the basic assumptions. Once we apply these formula, these methods by using these assumptions and learn how to calculate it, once you are perfect in doing that, slowly we can lift these assumptions. We can remove these assumptions like dividends. We might consider dividend also. Like risk-free rate, we might consider risk-free rate also. That risk-free rate is not prevailing. Some this premium is added to the risk-free rate. So those all things can be done, but basic fundamental remains as it is. Now the symbols which are used in this one. S means spot price. So in the formula where I say S is the spot price on the date of calculating the premium. E is the exercise price of the call option. Or if it is a put option, then again it is the exercise price. So it is a generic word. E means exercise price of the option. SU, maximum expected spot price by expiry or on the date of expiry. SD, minimum expected spot price of the underlying share on expiry. U is the ratio of SU and S, and D is the ratio of SD and S. T is the time duration in year. 6 months will be denoted as 0.50. R is the risk-free rate. We'll be calculating CU, that is maximum value of call option on expiry, and this maximum value is attained if SU is reached. And CD is the minimum value of call option on expiry the moment SD is achieved on expiry. B, that is capital B, funds to be borrowed, and C is the premium of call option, and subsequently when we use put call parity, P will be the premium of put option. Option equivalent method. The method assumes that the outcome for a particular share on which an option contract has been written can result into any two values, that is a high value or low value, depending upon the movement of spot price likely to take place during the time duration of option contract. Accordingly, a hedge ratio can help in creating a portfolio with zero inflow and outflow for the seller of the option to maintain the equilibrium price of a call option. And by using the same fundamentals, we can calculate the equilibrium price of a put option also. Zero cash flow portfolio means the seller of the option will create a portfolio comprising of the underlying stock and the sale of the option, whether it may be call option or put option. Thereby, the sum total of cash inflow at 0 time is 0, and on the expiry also it happens to be 0. But now what he earns basically, he earns equals to the rate applied while calculating these premiums. Now for calculating price of a call option, step 1, calculate CU. CU is the maximum possible payoff of the call option as soon as SU is attained on expiry. So if on expiry SU happens to be true, CU will be SU minus E. Second step, CD. CD is the minimum payoff from the option if SD is attained on the expiry. SD means minimum price of the spot price on expiry. Now it will be maximum of these two. The difference between SD and E, which generally is negative. I'll repeat it again. Generally, difference between SD and E you will find negative. There are very rare cases when it is positive. So this negative and then compare it with 0. Whatever is maximum. So when I'm saying in majority of the cases it is 0, so CD happens to be 0. So step 3, calculation of hedge ratio symbolized as H or delta. That is CU minus CD, that is difference between CU and CD divided by the difference between SU and SD. Then we have the B. B means funds to be borrowed. Funds to be borrowed by the seller of the option to create hedge portfolio or zero cash flow portfolio. It is B times CU minus U times CD divided by U minus D and then rate of interest. If we take the simple compounding, not the continuous compounding, it will be 1 plus R raised to the power of T. So in this slide, I am showing you if rate of interest is simple compounding. If rate of interest is with continuous compounding, we apply the exponential function. Step 5, calculation of premium of call option using below given formula. C, that is premium of call option, is equal to H, that is hedge ratio times S minus B. To give a recap, hedge ratio means the quantity for which position is to be taken by the seller of the option in the underlying stock. Let us say seller is selling call option and hedge ratio is 0.75. It means if he sells call option for 100 shares, we should buy 75 shares right now at the current spot price. For the same parameters, if it is a put option, hedge ratio will be 0.75 minus 1, negative 0.25. I repeat it again, because 0.75 was the hedge ratio when it is call option. So for the put option, it will be 0.75, that is hedge ratio of call option minus 1. Result will be negative 0.25. Negative 0.25 means you should take a short selling equal to this quantity. So if you have sold a put option, you should take a short selling equal to 25 shares on the underlying stock. That is the meaning of negative hedge ratio. So in case of put option, hedge ratio will always be negative. Like if you are selling a put option, what is the implication? The other party who is buyer of the option has the right to sell the underlying asset to you. It means you have the obligation to buy. And when you have already done a short selling, you buy the things, you can cover your short sold position. So that will be the meaning in put option. So C is equal to hedge ratio times S spot price minus B, the funds to be borrowed to create the hedge ratio. Let us take an example. Current market price of a share of is rupees 60. The call option with exercise price of 50 with 6 months to expiration is available. It is expected that price of these shares at the end of 6 months from now will be either 84 or 48 per share. If risk-free rate of interest is 12% per annum, find out premium of call option. Now you can see for solving this particular one, we go for the parameters S60, E50, SU84, SD48, U84 upon 60, that is 1.4. That means SD is likely to be 1.4 times of the S. D is 48 upon 60. D, that means SD is likely to be 0.8 times of the current spot price. T, 6 months we are saying. So 6 months means half year, 0.5. R, 12% means 0.12. Result on next slide. So we calculate CU, 84 minus 50, 34. CD, maximum of 48 minus 50. So 48 minus 50 is negative 2. And then 0. So we have 0. H, hedge ratio, 0.9444. Then we calculate funds to be borrowed. Result will be 42.84. You can see that. That is D times CU minus SU times D, U times CD divided by U minus D multiplied by 1 plus R raised to the power of T. So you get 42.82. It means seller of the option who is selling option, he should borrow 42.84 rupees for every 1 share of option sold by him. Because he has to create a hedge portfolio. He has to buy 0.9444 because hedge ratio is 0.9444. So he has to buy this quantum of the shares against every 1 share sold in the call option. So 0.9444 multiplied by 60 minus B. Answer is 13.82. And price or value of call option as per this method is 13.82. Now by using the put call parity, we can proceed further for calculating the premium of put option. The price of call option and the price of put option calculated using any one method are at no arbitrage position. This no arbitrage position is called put call parity. When I say calculated using any one method, any one of the methods which we have seen in the previous slide in the beginning. What are these methods? Let me give a recap to you. These are the 3 methods: option equivalent method, risk neutral method, Black-Scholes model. So use any method for calculating premium of call option, then apply the fundamental of put call parity, you will arrive at premium of put option. To test the put call parity, following formula is used. P plus S, that is left hand side of the equation, should equal the right hand side of the equation. That is the fundamental of put call parity. Now if we use this formula, P means premium of the put option, S is the spot price, C is the premium of call option, E is the exercise price. Now I have used E raised to the power of RT. This will be used if your interest rate is with continuous compounding. If interest rate is with simple compounding, it will be 1 plus r raised to the power of t. So that differentiation you should remember. Now, as in our example, it was continuous simple compounding. So here the following parameters are relevant for testing the put-call parity. S is 100, E is 115, R is 10% per annum, T is 1, that is 1 year, C is 15.34, and P is 19.83. So if suppose P is not given, we can calculate premium by using put-call parity. So if we go back to our previous one, for that also we can calculate the premium, and here also we can calculate the premium. So let me continue with that particular put-call parity example. Premium of put option example, the premium of such call option is 13.82. Now we need to calculate premium of put option. Like premium of put option, C is 13.82, E 50, R 12%, T 0.5, S is equal to 60. By using the put-call parity formula, P is unknown. So we solve this equation, put-call parity equation for P. So formula for put premium is premium of put is equal to C plus E divided by 1 plus R raised to the power of T minus S. So you get 1.07. It means premium of this put option is 1.07, whereas premium of call option is 13.82. Idea is that if in the market these premiums are prevailing, then arbitrage does not exist. There is no benefit from the arbitrage. On the contrary to this, if these premiums are not held valid in the market, these will lead to the arbitrage opportunity. This arbitrage section I will be dealing when I discuss with you put-call parity. The next will come risk neutral method. Now, using the same parameters, what we can do? We can apply the risk neutral method also for calculating the premium. Now, what is risk neutral method? Under risk neutral method, how do we calculate the premium? The risk neutral method assumes that investors are risk neutral and they expect returns from an investment at least equal to the risk-free interest rates. So the investor who is risk neutral, he would like to have at least this much return. This implies that investors are ready to pay or receive present value of future outcomes associated with the investment revenue. In this case, investment revenue is creation of the zero cash flow portfolio by the seller of the option. So seller of the option is ready to accept the risk-free rate as his return. This fundamental helps in calculating value of an option. Now, what are the basic parameters in this one? Steps for calculating price of a call option under risk neutral method. So that is the second method I am discussing. First method we discussed option equivalent method. Now we have the risk neutral method. Step 1, CU calculation. The same way we calculated for the option equivalent method. Step 2, CD, in the same manner it will be calculated. Now the role of third step is there. Expected return is equal to P times percentage increase in spot price plus 1 minus P times percentage decrease. Here ER refers to the effective expected rate of return on risk-free rate or risk-free rate applicable for the time duration of option contract. If expected rate of return for 1 year is 12%, then for a time duration of 3 months it will be 3%. For half year it will be 6%. For 9 months it will be 9%. So here ER means expected rate for the duration applicable for the option contract. P is the probability of an increase in the spot price of underlying share. And alternatively, you can see if price increases, you will generate CU. The CU comes only when price increases. So we can say whatever is the probability of price increase of the spot price, same probability will be applicable for the CU. So we can say this is also the probability of CU. And 1 minus P is the probability of decrease in the spot price of underlying share on expiration date. So we can say 1 minus P is the probability of happening CD by the expiry. Then fourth step, calculate expected future value of call option with the help of probability. So future value of call option is CU, so that is outcome times its probability plus CD times probability of CD. You get the result for future value of option. And then, as I said, seller of the option is ready to accept equal to the present value of future outcome of the call option. Future value, future outcome, future payoffs, you can say anything. Here the value means payoff resulting from the option on expiry. So present value of call option is expected future value divided by 1 plus R. R is the investor's required rate of return or risk-free rate of return. T is the time duration in it. So value of call, finally we have a formula CU times P plus CD times 1 minus P divided by 1 plus R raised to the power of P. Let us take an example of the risk neutral method. Current market price of a share of GTX is 100. A call option with exercise price of 115 with 12 months to expiration is available. So in this case, T will be 1, E will be 115, S will be 100. It is expected that spot price of these shares at the end of 3 months from now might increase by 60% of the current spot price. So current spot price is 100. So it might go up to 160, or it might decline to by 20%. That means it might go down to 80. If risk-free rate is 10%, find out price of call option. So duration is 3 months in this case. So let us correct the things. Duration is 12 months. So here you can correct the factors. It is expected that the spot price of these shares by the end of 12 months from now might increase by 60% or might decrease by 20%. So that correction you can make in your notebook. So SU 160 because it might increase by 60%. SD price might decline by 20%. 80. CU is SU minus spot price 45. CD is 80 minus 115 will give you negative. So compare negative 35 and 0. So 0 becomes maximum. Their expected return is the risk-free rate of return 10% applicable for duration 1 year. So therefore 0.10 that is ER is equal to P. P is not known to us. Multiplied by 0.60 plus 1 minus P multiplied by negative 0.20. That is increase in price and decrease in price. So P happens to be 0.375, which means probability of having highest value of call that is 45 is 0.375, and 1 minus 0.375 gives us probability of having 0 as the payoff from the call option. Hence value of call option is 45 times 0.375, 0 times 0.625, sum of those two, divide by 1 plus R raised to the power of P, 15.34. So this simply means probability of having 45 is 0.375 because that is the probability of increase. Then using the put call parity fundamental as explained earlier, we can calculate premium of put option. C we have calculated, E we know, S is known to us, so premium of put option will be 19.89. So if spot price is 100, exercise price of the option is 115, given a call option premium is 15.34, for 1 year duration rate of interest 10%. With the same parameter, if it is put option, premium is 19.8. So far we have discussed two methods, risk neutral method and option equivalent method. I hope things are clear with you. You can discuss any doubt with me by giving a message to me. This is all for the current this class. Rest of the part like Black-Scholes method we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.